Welcome to the Identifying Sensing Processes presentation. In this presentation, you are going to learn what sensing processes are, how to identify them, and you will also practice using them in your writing. Make sure you have your workbook open to page 18, as you will need to complete the notes and activities as you progress through the presentation. So what are sensing processes or sensing verbs? Sensing processes show what people perceive or what they are thinking. It is easy if you think of sensing processes as anything that occurs inside a person's mind. There are 4 types of sensing processes. First of all, thinking. Examples are words like thought, know, believe. These are all thoughts that occur in the mind. Emotion, things like hate, love, and feel. Perception, things like noticing or seeing, or if something seems to be a certain way, that is an individual's perception of a situation. And desire, wishes, hopes, wants, dreams. These all come under the banner of sensing processes. These can be a little bit more difficult to identify, as we are very used to identifying action or doing words, and we sometimes forget that these are also verbs or sensing processes. To help you identify sensing verbs, you need to simply ask, is the subject, so the person or the thing that the sentence is about, thinking, feeling, desiring, or showing emotion? If the answer is yes, then this is a sensing verb. As I've explained, it can be a little bit trickier than identifying action verbs, as you are very used to doing this. But with practice, you will get the hang of it. Another tip that will help you is to refer back to the 4 types of sensing verbs and check if it fits into one of these categories. Let's move on to task 1, identifying sensing verbs. We will move through the next 4 examples together, and you will need to complete the answers in your workbook as we do them. You will then do 4 more on your own. Okay, so number 1. I felt so scared in that spaceship. Is the subject thinking, feeling, perceiving, or desiring? And this one obviously fits very clearly into one category, the feeling category. Okay, so the sensing verb is felt. Number 2. I hope those dreadful creatures never return to Earth. Is the subject thinking, feeling, perceiving, or desiring? Yes, they are desiring, and one of their desires is hope. Okay, so the sensing verb here is hope. I saw the kinds of horrible experiments they do on humans. Is the subject thinking, feeling, desiring, or showing emotion? Yes, they are perceiving. Okay, so saw. This is something where it's actually a process that occurs in the mind when you see or notice something, and it's your perception of the situation. Okay, the sensing verb here is saw. Number 4. I didn't know if I would ever escape. Okay, is the subject thinking, feeling, desiring, or showing emotion? Yes, they are thinking. So when you know something in your mind, you are thinking, or it's a thought process. So the sensing verb here is know. You are now going to try the next 4 on your own. Remember to ask yourself if it fits into one of the 4 categories to help you identify the sensing verb. You will need to highlight the sensing verb in green in each of the examples. You will also need to pause this presentation now while you complete the examples, and the answers will be on the next slide. Well done. Let's see how you went. Number 5. I realize that space travel is very dangerous. Okay, here the sensing process is realize. That is a thinking process that is going on in the person's mind. However, I really want to explore unknown planets. Here, the sensing process is a desire. The word is want. Safety concerns my family though. Here it is a feeling of concern. And number 8, I understand why. It's a thinking, sensing process, and the word is understand. You are now going to write a passage about Captain Dalios, the main character from our story that we are all going to be doing together later on in the unit. You are going to describe Captain Dalios as he first sets foot on this new uncharted planet. A description of the story is given in your workbook to help you. Make sure you describe what he is thinking, feeling, perceiving, and desiring as he takes his first steps on this planet. Space is provided for you to do this on page 19. I do not want you to spend longer than 15 minutes on this task, as I will give you more time next lesson to complete it. This can be a little bit tricky, but what you need to do is put yourself in the position of the character and imagine what it is that it is like and what thoughts and feelings are going on inside of their minds. You then express that by writing that into the story. So for example, you might say, as I looked around the planet, I couldn't believe what I saw. So one of the sensing processes that we have added in there is believing and seeing. And then from there, you explore the character's thoughts. This is a very important part of narratives as it allows us to learn more about the characters, who they are and what goes on inside their minds. It makes it more realistic for the reader and it helps us connect with the characters. So remember, 15 minutes on this task and your goal is to add in thinking, feeling, perceiving and desiring processes as you describe what is going on in Captain Dalios' mind as he first sets foot on this new uncharted planet. Once you have completed your 15 minutes, you have completed your homework and this presentation is over.